What if I told you that the same bottle sitting in your medicine cabinet could completely change the health of your plants? Not fertilizer, not some expensive garden product, just hydrogen peroxide. Gardeners around the world are spraying it on tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, roses, even houseplants, claiming it kills fungus, boosts root growth, stops root rot, and revives dying plants almost overnight. But here's the problem. Most people are using it the wrong way, and some are secretly damaging their plants without realizing it. So today, I'm going to show you the truth about hydrogen peroxide in the garden, what it actually does, which plants love it, the biggest mistakes to avoid, and the exact dilution every gardener should know before spraying anything. Because after today, you may never look at that brown bottle the same way again. Why you should spray your plants with hydrogen peroxide immediately. Here's the truth. Why should you spray your plants with hydrogen peroxide immediately? Here's the truth. Why should you spray your plants with hydrogen peroxide immediately? Here's the truth. Hydrogen peroxide might sound like some harsh chemical, but it's actually very similar to water. Water is H2O. Hydrogen peroxide is H2O2, meaning it contains one extra oxygen atom. And that tiny difference is what makes it so powerful in gardening. When hydrogen peroxide breaks down, it releases oxygen into the soil and on plant surfaces. That extra oxygen can help roots breathe, kill harmful bacteria, fight fungal diseases, reduce root rot, improve seed germination, and even discourage certain pests. In nature, healthy soil is full of oxygen. But overwatered soil, compacted soil, rotting roots, those environments lose oxygen fast. That's where hydrogen peroxide can become a secret weapon. But timing and dilution matter a lot. Too much can burn your plants. And that's why most gardeners either swear by it or completely regret using it. Here's what shocked many gardeners the first time they tried it. Hydrogen peroxide can actually help struggling roots recover. Think about it. Roots need oxygen just like humans do. When soil stays soggy for too long, roots basically begin suffocating underground. That's when root rot starts. Leaves turn yellow, growth slows down, plants look weak no matter how much fertilizer you add. And many people think the plant needs more water, when the real problem is a lack of oxygen. Hydrogen peroxide temporarily oxygenates the root zone. That bubbling reaction you see, that's oxygen being released. And in some cases, plants respond incredibly fast. Especially tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, snake plants, pothos, orchids, succulents. But listen carefully. Hydrogen peroxide is not magic. If your soil drainage is terrible or your plant sits in water constantly, peroxide alone won't save it. You still need healthy soil and proper watering habits. Now, this part is very important because this is where most people mess up. For general plant spraying or watering, use standard 3% hydrogen peroxide only. Not industrial strength, not concentrated Ceylon peroxide, just the regular 3% version. Here's the safe beginner mix. 1 to 2 tablespoons of 3% hydrogen peroxide mixed into 1 liter of water. That's it. Use it as a foliar spray or lightly around the root zone. But don't drench plants every day. Once every 1 to 2 weeks is usually enough. Too much peroxide can kill beneficial microbes in the soil. And yes, plants actually need some of those microbes to stay healthy. More is not better. That's one of the biggest myths online. Now let's talk about something gardeners absolutely hate: fungus. Powdery mildew, mold, fungal spots, gnats around houseplants. This is where hydrogen peroxide becomes incredibly useful, because peroxide creates an environment many fungal organisms struggle to survive in. Some gardeners spray diluted peroxide on powdery mildew, fungus gnats, seedling trays, moldy soil surfaces, and many notice a major improvement, especially indoors where airflow is poor. But here's the truth nobody tells beginners. Hydrogen peroxide works best early. If your plant is already severely infected, spraying peroxide once probably won't magically fix everything. You may still need better airflow, pruning, sunlight, proper watering, or fresh soil. Hydrogen peroxide helps create cleaner conditions, but it's not a replacement for proper plant care. Now, this next trick surprises a lot of people. Some gardeners soak seeds in diluted hydrogen peroxide before planting. Why? Because peroxide can soften seed coatings and help destroy harmful pathogens sitting on the seed surface. This may help seeds sprout faster and cleaner,
especially older seeds. Here's a common method. Mix a small amount of 3% hydrogen peroxide into water, soak seeds for a few hours, then plant normally. Many gardeners use this for tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, lettuce, herbs, and they claim they see quicker germination and fewer damping off problems. Again, not magic, but sometimes tiny improvements create much healthier seedlings later. Now, before you go spraying every plant in your garden, there are some important warnings. Hydrogen peroxide can absolutely damage plants if misused. Here's what causes problems: using concentrations that are too strong, spraying during hot sunlight, applying too often, oversoaking roots, mixing with random chemicals. Symptoms of peroxide damage include brown leaf spots, wilting, burned edges, weak roots. Always test on a small section first, and never assume stronger means better. In gardening, balance is everything. And honestly, healthy soil, proper watering, sunlight, and airflow will always matter more than any garden hack. Hydrogen peroxide is a tool, not a miracle. So, should you spray your plants with hydrogen peroxide? In the right dilution, used occasionally, and for the right reason, yes, it can be incredibly useful. It may help oxygenate roots, reduce fungal problems, clean seedling trays, discourage gnats, improve seed starting, and help struggling plants recover. But the biggest secret is this: hydrogen peroxide works best when combined with good gardening habits, not instead of them. Because no spray can permanently fix bad soil, constant overwatering, poor drainage, or lack of sunlight. Still, for many gardeners, this simple little bottle has become one of the cheapest and most effective tools in the entire garden. And now you know the truth behind it. Have you ever used hydrogen peroxide on your plants before? Did it help or hurt them? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because I've got more old gardener secrets, plant hacks, and proven growing tips coming your way very soon. And trust me, some of them sound completely crazy until you see the results.